Hey, I'm Matt with Meat Church. Let's make a delicious dinner this evening. Red wine braised short ribs over mashed potatoes. Well, this is gonna be a delicious dinner. It's actually really easy to make and something that is great during the week. Everything I'm about to show you at the beginning, you could do either at night or early in the morning, and you could braise these throughout the day while you're at work, and dinner will be ready when you get home. Or you could just make it in an evening like this. But we get a lot of comments about shooting cooking videos at night in our kitchen. We enjoy doing it. It's great weather here in Texas, so we thought, why not? This plays well. So we're gonna bring in some beef short ribs. Now we did a video with these not too long ago where we called these beef party ribs, and in that video, I actually talked about how typically with this cut of meat, we would do red wine braised short ribs. That's what we're doing today. And we realized, well, we've never done a video on it, so here we are. What we're gonna do is we're gonna season these up and we're gonna sear them in a Dutch oven, and then we're going to saute down a bunch of vegetables. We're gonna add in some beef stock, some red wine, and we're gonna put it in the Traeger to smoke for about 5 hours, braise I should say. So let's jump into this. I'm going to season these with our Blanco. It's become our #1 seasoning this year. You guys can use any beef rub you like. Our Holy Cow would also be a really good choice, but we're on a Blanco kick like the rest of the Meat Church congregation is right now, so that's what we're gonna use today. So season these up, I would say moderately. This is a pretty fine seasoning, basically. You can get this at meatchurch.com, obviously. You can also check for local dealers there. Shirt I'm wearing in our fall/winter collection. Aprons I'll have on. Hoodie I'll probably put on later this evening. All stuff you can get there. We've got great gift options for the fall. All right. I'm gonna let this sit here, but I need to grab my wine here and these ribs, and I'll meet y'all over at the induction burner. Beautiful thing about cooking on the Timberline, they've got this handy dandy induction. I've got my made-in Traeger braiser on here. So what I'm gonna do is my fat tonight is gonna be beef tallow. And then we're going to brown the beef ribs, kind of basically on each side. All right, so we're starting out with about a tablespoon of tallow here for my fat. And this skillet is ripping now. So let's go ahead and drop these in and just kind of brown them on each side. Through building flavors here, that Maillard reaction on this meat, browning the meat, you want to make sure you go for about a minute aside, get nice crispy bits, because that's going to add a depth of flavor that you just frankly otherwise wouldn't have if you just straight braised these. That's what you're looking for. Just get a nice brown color. That's great flavor right there. So just get that on every side. I never remember to put my aprons on in these videos, and then I go in. My wife has to do my laundry on shoot day, and she's murdering me because my clothes are so dirty. So got 2 of these on meatchurch.com. Got navy, got tan. Really great gifts for Christmas time. So we're gonna need a red wine for this, and hey, we're in the evening here and it's red wine time of year. So I'm gonna open up a Texas wine. This is Augusta down in Fredericksburg. Super delicious wine. So delicious that at the tasting I went to, I got poured so much, I joined the 12 bottle club. This is their Tanit. It's a big red. Everything from there is really good. Our favorite winery in Fredericksburg for sure. So you're gonna be in this braising pot at least 6 minutes, because you're gonna do, at least a minute aside or so. Just get it to where they're brown everywhere you want. And then we're gonna remove these and kind of move on to the next step, saute down our veg. So you're gonna be in the braiser here for at least 5 minutes, because I recommend doing at least a minute per side, 5 sides on this. But the longer you do it, the shorter your cook time in the braise. So that's something that there's a lot of latitude. You need to do this for at least 1 minute per side. All right, those look good, so let's pull those. Go in with a mirepoix, just straight in just like this. We've got all the fat from those beef ribs. We shouldn't need any oil. We're gonna saute this down until the onions are nice and translucent. All right, onions looking really good, smelling really good. So we're gonna go in with a little tomato paste. Cook that for just about 2 minutes. Look, I go wooden spoon. Emerald always says gotta have a wooden spoon. Something I've always done. I may be one of the few people you know that has actually burnt himself with a wooden spoon, but something my grandmother did, and I have a drawer full of wooden spoons. So anyway. All right, we need to deglaze our pan. Gonna go about a cup of red wine. We're gonna get all those tasty bits off the bottom of the pan. Ooh, now it really smells good. All right, we're simmering. We're gonna go in with 2 cups of beef broth. That'll give us plenty of braising liquid in here. This is gonna fit perfectly. I'm gonna season this a little bit more with our garlic and herb. So something that fits the flavor profile. Our garlic and herb is definitely an unsung hero in our arsenal. This is amazing in mashed potatoes, by the way. I had a friend made a huge pot of mashed potatoes and accidentally dumped like most of the bottle in it, and that's how we accidentally found out that was so good. So let's mix this up. We're gonna get this to simmer, and then we're going to bring our beef ribs back in. We're gonna put them in the pot, we're gonna cover it, and then we're gonna go in the Traeger. Let me talk about that while we're sitting here bringing this to a simmer. So when it comes to braising something, you know, you can do a lot of ranges of temperatures. So we're gonna go, you need 5 hours at 250 is kind of the minimum. But let me give you a completely different meat example to show you how you could change it up. So when I make barbacoa, I like to make it in the evening. I smoke it at night like this, and then I put it in something to braise in my pellet grill, and I'll drop it down really low, like 200 degrees, and let it braise all night. And when I wake up in the morning, my barbacoa is ready. That's a huge benefit of a pellet grill. So if you don't know, if you're new to this channel, we've got like $150,000 in offsets. We've got 1,000-gallon offsets, backyard offsets, all sorts. You can certainly do this on an offset. The downside of it is you would have to tend that fire constantly. And honestly, when you're putting a lid on it, it's not really worth it to run a big fire in a smoker, but you can do it. You could also put this in your oven, so you can do it in whatever you want to do. But I always tell people, pull your head out of the recipe. When you go down and read this recipe and it says braise 5 hours at 250, that works, but you can also tweak it to meet your schedule. So if you want to drop it down to say 200 degrees and let it run while you sleep, you know, for instance, that works great. If you're doing this after you come home from work, you're not going to want to put this on at 6 p.m. I know it's in the winter time and days are short, but you don't want to eat at 11. I'm guilty of having dinner ready late all the time, hacking my wife and family off because I'm late. You don't want to do that. So you can crank the temperature up in that case because it's covered. It's not going to hurt it. Your goal here after you put these beef ribs in is you're just cooking this until the beef is fall apart tender. Basically pull off the bone. Take 2 forks and just pull it. So you just want to get them really tender, and then it's going to be ready to eat. We've brought this to a simmer, so it's time to bring the beef ribs, put them back in. Oh yeah. God, this smells unbelievable. This is a great wintertime meal. Comfort food at its finest. Elevated comfort food. All right, we're gonna put the lid on this. I already told you we're going 250. The pellets don't matter. You're not gonna taste it. It's all covered up. So whatever the heck you wanna do. So we're gonna throw this in the Traeger. We're gonna let this become fork tender. And then we're gonna put it on mashed potatoes and it's gonna be delicious. Well, it's been about 5 hours. I've been checking these beef ribs along the way, and they're what I would call probe tender at this point. That's what you're looking for. Hit it with an instant read thermometer. When there's no resistance, you know they're done. So we're gonna pull them out and take a look at them. All right, moment of truth. Woo, man. I don't have my thermometer here, but these suckers are, man, they've reduced down. They're super soft. Let me see if I can just kind of pull one out here. Man, oh, I don't want that thing to come off the bone there, but that's what you want right there. That's gonna be crazy tender. So at this point, I need to go get my garlic mashed potatoes so that I can make myself a plate and see how we did. Well, I've let these cool off just a little bit. I've got them plated on some garlic mashed potatoes. That recipe is also on meatchurch.com. I'm a 2-fork man, pretty excited about this. While I'm sitting here kind of pulling these apart, Mentioned this earlier, but you guys can get all of our fall merch you see here on meatchurch.com. And hey, if I haven't said this in a while, I'm the guy that answers the comments. So if you want to do a little Ask Me Anything, jump in the comments below within the first day. I will definitely answer your question. So hit me up. Let's get that engagement going. Before I take a bite, you can see that just pulled apart with no effort with 2 forks. You see a ton of smoke in there. Reminds me of when my mom made pot roast, but we know this is going to be way better. So let's jump in here. Oh. Ooh. That's unbelievable. You could gum that. But mashed potatoes, a little bit of that on there. This is a beautiful meal right here. This is elegant. It's comfort food. This kind of meal just plays with this time of year. Like, make this for your wives and you're gonna be a hero. Or, ladies, if you're the cook, my wife made me this, she'd be the hero. But anyway, man, that's so good. You'll never see me eat that much. You guys need to make this. This was cheap, by the way. This was not that expensive. This is something that you guys got to do. We're gonna start doing like a weeknight playlist. So it's gonna be a new thing that we get going. As you see us going into New Year, I'm gonna be doing all kinds of stuff, like a lot of chickens and things that you can do during the week. This definitely falls in that category for me. I mentioned this in the beginning, but you could do all this prep the night before, early in the morning, and you could let this braise run all day, you know, if you wanted. So when you come home, you've got a really easy meal for you and your family. Highly recommend this. Pretty inexpensive. I'd be all over it. But please like and subscribe. We're racing to 1 million subs. Need your help. I've heard from a lot of people that say they watch our videos and they don't subscribe, which is kind of bizarre to me. So get down, do us a favor. That way we can keep bringing you these free how-to cooking videos every Wednesday. Thank you all for being here. Hope you have a great holiday season. We'll see you guys next week. Well, I failed to mention this, but this is my man Gavin's recipe here, so I'm just gonna feed him. Come on, Gavin, get in here. Oh boy, that was quite awkward. I kind of regret that right now. Gavin cooks every Saturday at Meat Church Barbecue Supply. Come check him out.